Hi, I'm Nancy Kirk. Welcome to my studio. In this video, I'll show you how to use your Nestabilities die cuts in your Cuttlebug machine. There's just a few things you need to know about working with these products, so get your Cuttlebug out and follow along with me. Your Cuttlebug came with a couple of plates. It came first with this large A plate, and that usually stays right on the bottom and the base. It also came with two B plates and a C plate. And the C plate is a little bit thicker than a B plate. Now, to use your Cuttlebug with a normal Cuttlebug die, you're going to create a sandwich. And that sandwich consists of taking a piece of paper and your die and sandwiching it between two plates. And in this case, I'm sandwiching it between two B plates. And you'll place it on the A plate, line them up, and you're just going to crank it through. Now you'll see that went through fairly easily. And here's the resulting die and what's left of the paper. When you use a nestability looks a little bit different than your Cuttlebug die. As you can see, they're both thin, but the nestability is made just a little different. So if we were to use the same procedure, have your A plate on the base, and then use your nestability die and your paper sandwiched between two B plates, this is what will happen. The sandwich goes through, but since the nestability die is thinner than a Cuttlebug die, there's not enough pressure placed when the plates go through the machine, and therefore there's no cut made. So what you need to do is make your sandwich a little thicker. Now, since your Cuttlebug came with a C plate that is thicker than a B plate, what you can do is make your sandwich again only using a B plate, your die, paper, and then a C plate. And let's see what happens there. And what will happen is the die actually gets embedded into the C plate. And that's because the C plate, combination of C plate and B plate, is just too thick. And I will eventually be able to pop that out, but as you can see, it took a while, and you still made a cut, but you have the potential of breaking a plate or breaking the handle or the machine. So this is what I've come up with. I go back to my original B plate sandwich, two B plates, but we've already determined that that is not thick enough. So I have my die and my paper, and to make it a little thicker, I'm going to take two thin sheets of chipboard and add it to my sandwich. So I'm actually going to take the chipboard and put them on top of the A plate. Then I have my two B plates with my paper and die sandwiched in between them, and I'm going to use that. It'll make it a little bit thicker, but not as thick as the C plate. Now you'll notice I'm rolling the plate sandwich through the machine fairly easily. It does not take a lot of pressure to either make a cut or to emboss. If you're really struggling and cranking your handle, you run the risk of breaking a handle or a plate. So if you're really putting a lot of muscle into there, your sandwich is just too thick, and you should stop and make a sandwich thinner. So let's see how that worked. Now, as you can see, the die did not get embedded into the plate. And it popped right out. So, that is a B-plate sandwich with 2 pieces of thin chipboard on top of your A-plate. Now I'm going to show you how to emboss with your Nestability die. What I have here is a die cut that I've already made with my rectangle die. And what I'm going to do is keep that cut in the die. And I'm going to run it through the Cuttlebug again with a little bit different sandwich. Instead of having 2 pieces of chipboard, I'm going to take away one. So I'll have an A plate, 1 piece of chipboard, a B plate, my die, and the cutout piece that I've already done. And on top of that, I'm going to place this thin rubber mat. And you can get this at Spellbinders, but if you don't have a thin rubber mat, you can take a piece of thin fun foam or a thin mouse pad and it'll do the same thing. You just need something with a little bit of give to it. I'm going to place this on top of the die, and then I'm going to take my second B plate on top of that and roll it on through. And the result is, although you might not be able to see it from the camera, is a nice embossed edge around the perimeter of the die cut. And it's using the Nestabilities edges to make that emboss. Now I'm going to show you how to make a nice embossed look on the front of a card. It's not going to cut, it's just going to be embossed. I have my A plate, 1 piece of chipboard, a B plate, and what I'm going to do is take my Nestabilities die and on the back of my card front line it up where I want it to be. And the cut side is face down, because remember, you don't want to cut it, you just want to emboss. So the cutting edge is down. And you can use a piece of repositionable tape if you want to keep it in there. You just lay that down on your B plate. You use your rubber mat, your second B plate, and run it through. And you will find, it's hard to tell from the camera here, but it has a nice embossed edge on the front of the card.